100% of the time, you don't get off the first call without getting a credit card.
It's huge. So like you're cold calling somebody. How long are these calls going?
There's no reason you can't go from, hey, Bob, to thanks for the credit card in 15 minutes. Doesn't feel salesy to them.
What's up, everybody? Today we've got an awesome guest in Balin. He's all the way overseas over in Europe, and Balin has made millions of dollars helping local business owners with citations, listings, SEO, all that sort of stuff. So he's going to share some game with us today. But for anybody who doesn't know who you are, we were just talking. He's in our community. Every like 1 month or 2 months, he goes in and just like mic drops. His post gets like 50 likes, 50 comments, and then he leaves again for a month. So if y'all don't know who Balin is, go ahead and tell them about yourself.
Yeah, so basically, I used to work for an Inc. 5000 company running their sales floor, and decided to start on my own 8 years ago now. And I started with Yext. This was back when we were just doing citations, so it was no HighLevel. I didn't know anything about like ClickFunnels was back then. Everyone was using that. It was just Yext. So
Yeah.
we directly was selling Yext. We did that for 6 years exclusively before I found HighLevel. I did $3 million in revenue in just citations. So
Wow.
no add-ons. I mean, websites, we obviously got to do websites, but it was
Yeah.
mainly citations.
That's crazy.
So then found HighLevel, and I went through the process everyone else did, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, and then figured out what I wanted to do and just stuck with it.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. And so walk us through, you've made millions doing citations. How are you getting these customers?
So honestly, just pulling leads off Google is the biggest one. I've done a lot of cold calling. I've been on the phones for a majority of my life, like more than 50% of my life now. So it was just finding names and numbers. That's all I do. In fact, the Yext rep came down when we were doing directly with Yext, and they asked the same thing, like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I just need a phone number and a person's name. I don't even care the business name, because when you get on that phone and with the business owner, you're like, hey, is the owner of ABC Plumbing there?" They're like, no. When you get on versus like, hey, Bob, how's it going? It's Balin. And they're like, wait, what? You know me?
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
so, so then they talk to you. So that's really it. Just anywhere I can get a name and phone number.
That's awesome. Oh man. And okay, well, how long did it take you to get over, or do you still have it? How long did it take you to get over just the fear of picking up the phone and dialing every day?
I mean, I still hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to do everything I can to get. In fact, I don't really do cold calling anymore. I mean, at this point, a lot of it is referral.
Mhm.
Then you find little tricks here and there to get a couple extra deals to fill in what referrals don't. But no, I mean, I enjoy talking on the phone, but that initial, I don't. I enjoy talking to somebody that's sold.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
For sure. That's what talking to a referral is. We actually, our ads are all messed up right now. And so I paused them. I was like, all right, we're wasting like a couple $1,000s a week right now because something's messed up. And so I'm trying to figure it out. But this week has been like pure bliss because every single person we're talking to has like deliberately looked us up, like watched our YouTube videos, is like a referral from a friend.
Mm.
And Carly's like my wife who's doing all the sales calls and stuff right now, or the onboarding calls. She's just like, this is amazing. This is amazing. Let's not do anything else. We're not spending any money, but
Yeah.
we're obviously growing slower because we're not running ads, but it's like
Right.
it's pure bliss. Um, anyways, but okay, so
Yeah.
cold calling, what would you say to somebody like you said it right there. Have the name of the business owner and just like act like you know who they are and just talk to them. What would you say to somebody who's like they're in that stage where like you got now where it's referrals and stuff, but you got to go. Everybody's got to put their grind phase in, their rocky cutscene, so to speak, of like getting the ball rolling. And so, what are some pointers you would have to somebody who's in that cold calling stage or outreach stage, and they're just grinding to get their first 100 customers?
Don't give up. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where you, I've noticed, and I've talked to a couple people too, that you'll hit this wall, and this wall comes when you start getting customers and you start getting good, because now you've got customers, now you got fulfillment, now you have to figure out both, and then now you're exhausted, and I put in 16, 20 hour days when I first started this, right? Like it was working from home, didn't see my family, even though I was a door down.
Yeah.
And you just want to give up. And then it gets harder. Because now you're juggling two things. And so just don't give up. Just keep pushing through. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
And look at when I first started, I was probably closing 10%.
Okay.
Now I get on the phone. If I don't count referrals, my close rate's about 70%.
Jeez.
So 7 out of 10, I'm closing. Like
Yeah.
20 years of selling, you're just getting a credit. You're
Yeah.
not getting
Yeah.
off that phone call without a credit card number.
Yeah.
So, uh, and I mean, it stems from just learning and going through the motions, and then you figure out, okay, this guy is going to say this. I already know, or this is going to be the objection. This is going to be, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's so good, and, like, I think one of the most discouraging parts about cold calling for a lot of people in the community that are cold calling to sell reviews or websites or citations or SEO or whatever, is going from cold call to, like, "Yeah, let's book a call. Let's book a demo call later. Let's book a demo call tomorrow or next week or whatever," and then the show up rate is just miserable, right? And you do all the things
Mhm.
and people don't show up, and so, how often are you booking another call, and how often are you trying to get the card on the very first call?
So, okay, so here's the thing. This is contrary to popular belief. I do not Zoom. I
Love
do
it.
not Zoom only on Aftercard.
Okay. Yeah.
So here's why. One, it's friction,
Yeah.
right? Oh, I got to be in front of a computer.
Yeah.
Um, and so this is kind of different for me, because I know getting on a Zoom call, you're gonna have better close rates, and things like that. But for me, I don't care for roofers on a roof because you could talk to me on a phone,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
can't Zoom. And so my show rate's pretty good. I usually do, I mean, before we were booking, like, you book three on an hour, you're like, okay, I hope one shows up.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even then it was maybe. But 100% of the time, you don't get off the first call without getting a credit card. If they got to look for the card, they got to ask somebody, they anything. I mean, your rate on it's a few percentage, right? Because they don't look at it this way. Everyone in here is a business owner. Do you really have to go ask your wife about $400 or $300 a month? Like, do you really, as a business owner? You
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
So they're just getting off the phone. They're not
Yeah.
telling you, I gotta ask my wife, or I have to think about it. They're saying, I'm busy. I gotta go.
Yeah.
You didn't build the value. So anyway, so I just get on the phone with them right away. As soon as I send out texts and things like that, as we went over in the community, also for outreach. But I just get on the phone, and that's just give me the information right then and there. This is what it is. Do you want to do it? If yes, I want your card.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And one big thing with credit cards, people panic. They're like, can I get your credit? As soon as you do that, it's gone. You have to be like, it's a very natural, normal, everyday. I ask 100 people a day a credit card. So
Yeah.
people have a tendency to do what you ask them to do, right? You're asking them to do something. They're gonna oblige. That's just how we are as humans.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if you
So
ask, like, confidently, it can make all the difference, right? It's like, "Okay, so, I think that now, like, I just need you to, like so we need some sort of payment. Like, so do you have a credit card you can give me real quick? How's that sound? I'm not gonna scam you, I promise," you know? Versus,
yeah.
like, "Great, so to get that booked in, we need to get a card on file. Is it gonna be a credit or
Mhm.
debit?" And he's like, "Boom."
See, I actually switched mine based on some of the videos that you had and how you were kind of doing it, where because one of my big things is I include reviews, right? That's like, I'm giving you a $200 deal that includes reviews free. I'm not going to charge you if you buy this other product, right?
Yeah.
But the I switched the card to the rebilling.
Mm.
And so I found it's really easy. And so here's some sauce. Like, literally, it's at the end of the call, I'm like, okay, thanks. We got everything. About to say bye. Like, they're feeling like they're about to get off. And I go, oh, wait, I totally forgot. There's SMS fees that I can't do anything about. I can't cover those for you. It's like half a cent or 0.7 cents, right? We can go over the exact amount. We don't upcharge for them. I just need to get a card for that on file. And you'd be surprised how many people are like, oh yeah, hold on one sec. And they don't even, and they're like, wait a minute, what just happened? And
Yeah, yeah,
so that's, it's increased. I would say it increased, I mean, I probably went from 50 to 70% just switching to
ooh,
that
it's
close
huge.
rate.
It's huge. And
Yeah.
what how long are these calls? So, like, you're cold calling somebody, how long are these calls going on?
I'm a talker, dude. So I can close. I mean, I've closed a $2,500 setup, $500 a month the citations Yext only deal in 15 minutes. That's the record, right? Uh, I would say citations used to be half an hour. These calls now. So my main focus is my family and traveling.
Yeah,
So I'll just get on a call and I'll just talk to that person because I'm not here pushing 16-hour days anymore. So
yeah,
I'll talk to them for an hour or whatever. But I mean, you can get this done in 15 minutes. There's
yeah.
no reason you can't go from, hey Bob, to thanks for the credit card in 15 minutes.
Wow,
That's not hard.
that's friggin' huge. That's crazy. Um, well, walk us through. So you talk about, you get to the end of the sale, like I didn't think about it. You ask for the card. I didn't think about it. I need to ask my dog. I need to, go do my homework. Whatever, whatever they say. But you talk about, oh, you didn't build the value. So walk us through kind of
Yeah.
your process of building the value of like, hey, opener, hey Bob, what's up? Hey Bob is balling. Being super comfortable, like you're their friend. Walk us from there all the way to building the value and then asking for the card.
Yeah. So the big thing I like to do is I like to create the problem, right? The pain points that I have the solution for. And
Yeah,
so instead of asking them what their pain points are, you kind of, again, it's not the normal way of doing things in sales, but you're kind of telling them what their pain points are, and they'll agree with you, right? And because every business owner has the same pain point, they're not ranking,
yep,
they're not getting phone calls, right? And everybody calls them and swears that they're going to give them 1,000 leads a month, and that's every business owner has it. So why ask? Like that's obviously a pain point. And
mm,
so I literally create the problem for them, and it goes for like ranking, for example, ranking on Google. What needs to happen? We need to get reviews. You need to make sure that they're being responded to. These are just some of the things I use merchant as well to help
mm,
facilitate the rankings, and I go over everything the merchant does. And at the end it's like, oh wait, and they'll just be like, well, how do I do all that? And it's like, oh well, believe it or not, I actually have a solution for you.
yeah,
Like, surprise surprise. And it doesn't feel salesy to them because you're not selling them the product. So you're just telling what the issues are, and then they're going to ask you, hey, fix
yeah,
this, for help me, how do I fix it? And then
yeah,
you're like, hey, I actually have a solution, and then you go over the solution, right?
yeah,
You just built value.
yeah,
You just said, they literally just said, I need this,
yeah.
right?
Okay,
And so you build value.
yeah, so are you basically saying like, "Hey, Bob, saw you don't have any reviews in the last 2 years," and like kinda just asking like, "What are y'all doing to get reviews?" Or like, are you just saying pointing out all the problems? You don't have any reviews, they're not responded to, your website sucks, and I can't find you anywhere on Google when I look at plumbers in Dallas, Texas, right? Are you just kind of presenting those problems? Like, how you do that?
Yeah. So okay. So that initial is obviously, Bob, introducing myself and kind of going over. Hey, I did some research. Looks like you're on page 3. You're not getting reviews. Actually, let me go back. Let me step back. So I have started uh with, hey, this is a sales call. If you don't, if you want to get off the phone, go ahead. But if you give me 30 seconds to make the decision,
Mhm.
right? And so that's worked really good. Like,
Right.
just give me 30 seconds and you're upfront about it. And then I just tell them, like, hey, this is what's going on with your stuff. This is what I noticed.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Basically, do you agree? Right? Like, hey, have you
Yeah.
noticed? Oh yeah, I'm not ranking. I've this and that. I've tried, and they literally tell you everything.
Yeah.
Once you get that initial, I'm telling you, the thing that people, if you can get a name, it changes the dynamic of the conversation so
Mm.
much.
Mm.
um because when you're like a business owner, they're not open with you like they are with me. And again, the tone, I do this every day. I talk to a million people. That's how you act. It's normal. It's
Yeah.
nothing crazy. But yeah, so then I'll go over, well, why do you think you're not ranking? Do you know how it works?
Mm.
And, well, not really, or someone's told me this, or someone's told me that, and then I just break it down for them. reviews, citations, the whole nine.
Yeah.
And a big one also, again, building value, is you break it down like you're breaking this down to someone who has no idea what the internet is.
Okay, cool. So you've emphasized multiple times getting that name is a big deal in terms of just building that rapport quickly. And so, how do you scrape lists or get lists with the business owner's name?
Okay, so what if I actually have a huge database of lists. I the fell in my lap a little bit ago, so kind of
Okay.
cheat code. But when we didn't, Manta's great.
Hmm.
Manta.com,
Okay.
or I mean, literally, you just type in ABC Roofing city, state, owner, and it tells you who the owner is.
Wow.
Right? It's going to come up on BBB, Manta. Manta's really, really good. Anyway, there's a bunch of websites.
Yeah.
It's going to test, and it's a lot of times it's on their website. It's
Yeah.
just people don't look for it. You don't
Yeah.
take the time to
Yeah.
look for it.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And also, like, you can tell too the owner operator ones. You can like just look through their reviews, and you'll normally see the
yeah,
business's name, the owner's name,
right.
in the review. Okay, so that's great. So now walk us through. You get the card on file on that call, and now we're going to a Zoom. What offer are you selling? How are you packaging it? How are you delivering it? Walk us through that process.
Yeah. So the offer. So this is basically, I kind of do I go over what they need and then start with the smaller stuff, like if they need a new website, or if they need the reviews, right?
Mhm.
And then I'll kind of go over their price points on that. And then the big upsell, right? The 5.99, 8.99 is really merchant.
Mhm.
Um, and so I will just say, okay, look, website, we could build your website. It's this much. If you want us to host it, it's $97 a month. Reviews, you got to get the reviews going. We'll automate that for you. It's $199 a month for that. But listen, your ranking's really where it's at. So then I go into the merchant pitch, just going over what it does for them, and say, look, it's X amount of money, right? And so my thing is, I don't have set prices. If you looked at my pricing, it's all over the place, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just kind of get a feel for what kind of money maybe I can get out of
yeah,
somebody, or what they have, right? Like if they're an owner operator that they're like, well, I have 20 clients a month, they're not going to pay 8.99, but they'll pay 4.99, and we can help them their business. But
yeah,
so the thing is, it's like, hey, look, it's 8.99. Right now, I'm going to give it to you for 6.99. I'm going to help you out for whatever reason. And then I'm going to give you the $200 reviews, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw in the website for you as well. And
mm,
so now they're not looking at 6.99. Now they're looking at, oh, I just saved a bunch of money.
mhm.
And it's like BOGO.
Yeah, yeah.
BOGO,
I one
you
get
don't
one.
need two shoes. You just want the discount of
Yeah,
the second pair of shoes. So yeah, just package it like that. You build a ton of value in this, and you're giving them a bunch of free stuff, which I don't mind doing your reviews for free when you're paying 6.99 a month.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? I mean, it's really not. It's packaged in there, but
yeah,
it's all about the wording, sales skills, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I think packaging is can be 9/10 of the law. It's like all about how you wrap it and how they perceive it. And I feel like it's something I definitely need to improve. Like we're just like ours is yeah. We probably have a lot of things we could optimize there. But yeah, I mean, I've got 8 packs of cookie dough in my fridge right now because they were BOGO at the grocery store. So it's like,
Exactly. See, well,
I
I
don't
have
need 8 packs of cookies, but I got
yeah,
them.
no, exactly. It's the same thing. It's funny. So this is kind of where I came up with this idea of like packaging it the way I do. Was a couple years ago. Our local store every like 3 weeks has a BOGO sale on meat, right?
Yeah.
And so they'll chicken breast is $3.99 a pound.
Mm.
That weekend, when it's buy one get one free, it's $6.99 a pound, and they're always gone. And the shelves are empty, right? And I'm like, and even my wife's like, we got to buy more. I'm like, it's the same price. You guys just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
You're not looking at it was $3.99, that was $6.99. You're getting double. It's basically the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's kind of where I came up with the concept of, well, let's just start here and come down and throw all this into a package and get it for the same amount of money that I want.
Yeah.
And it works out. It works out just fine.
Yeah.
But I, I've had a few other agency owners that kind of laugh about this, or it's a really weird one. And so I use scholarship. Scholarship is a word that like doesn't exist in our industry, right? It's a discount or whatever. And
Right.
so I go, look, right now there's this, and I just base it off the person. So I ask questions like, how many employees do you have? Or, I in the beginning, in the between selling the product, I'm getting this information. I want to know how much money you make without asking you how much money you make, right?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many crews do you have? How many trucks do you have? How many employees? Like these are
Yeah.
telling me you're making 100 grand or you're making 1 million.
Yeah.
And if they're like 5 employees, we're like, look, right now we have a scholarship for five, businesses that are 5 employees or below, or if they say 7, 10 employees or below. If they say 3, it's 5 and below. If they're, oh,
Yeah.
it's just me, it's owner operators, it's a scholarship. And I don't know why that word works. 8 years I've used
Yeah.
this word. And so I tested this and we switched to it. In fact, all of our, before COVID, we had an office with salespeople or setters. Every single one of them was required to say, like, hey, there's a scholarship right now and it's for X amount and you're going to get $200 off a month. And they're like, scholarship? I'm like, I don't know why it works. It's for school, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But uh, I have, in fact, there's somebody in the community who reached out and I talked to him and we got on a 3-hour Zoom call and
Jeez.
told him the same thing. And like, the next day he sends me a text and he goes, dude, I sold 399 setup, 599 a month. And he's like, and I would have never done that. And so I actually should have asked him before this call if he used the scholarship thing. But
Yeah.
everyone I tell, they're like, that's like really weird,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It's a
I
discount.
think it makes sense, it's like we've been it's been beaten to our brains from growing up and going to school or whatever that hey, a scholarship is good. Scholarship is good. I did something, I gotta save some money. Like there's a lot of good things that come associations we have with scholarships, like status, like, oh, I got a great scholarship, right? You can save money, you're
Yeah.
good, you're going to school, whatever it is. And so I think it makes sense psychologically to me. Um, one thing to go dive into the fulfillment side with merchants. So what
Mhm.
all is merchant doing? What all are you kind of setting up in there? And what is kind of the delivery? Is merchant pretty automated? I really haven't delved too
Yeah.
deep into merchant. But yeah, I'd love to hear kind of what all you're selling through merchant and what the delivery is.
Yeah, so yeah, merchant is I mean it's fairly I mean, well, it's fully automated if you want to trust the AI, right?
Mhm.
I don't.
Mhm.
So I do have a VA who basically pre-approves everything that merchant does, but basically merchant will reply to reviews. It will put posts out with geotagging images.
Mhm.
And so you just plug in the information and it does everything. And then, my VA gets an email when it's time for a post and it'll say, this is the post. Do you want to change it? And you can go in and change it, edit if it said some weird stuff. Cause it does AI. I mean, it's AI. It
Yeah.
does say some weird stuff, but it basically took her job from being able to handle like 20 people, right, to being able to handle 100 clients because
Yeah.
it's giving you most of the information.
Yeah.
Google just got rid of post, which was really question and not post,
Yeah.
question and answers.
Fake
Google got
news.
rid of question and answers, which was an awesome selling point, by the way. I'm
Yeah.
really upset about that
Yeah.
because nobody does Q and A's. I'm like, well, that's why you're not ranking but people don't ask me questions. I know, but I have a system that will ask itself questions and answer it. And so I still haven't figured out how I'm going to get around that one because that was a huge selling point, weirdly, because it's a very weird thing. Nobody
Mhm.
uses that,
Yeah.
but it was a really big selling point. But yeah, so a merchant will do the post. It'll basically audit their entire business listing, make sure that the descriptions are and have SEO or have the keywords have SEO descriptions.
Yeah.
Their description has SEO keywords in it, and audit it, and then it does heat maps and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's literally the emails that merchant sends out. My clients will reply to, thinking I sent them, so they're that good.
Wow.
And all the time I get, oh, you guys are doing so much work because it sends updates. Like we did this, this, and this. We did 3 posts this week. We did
Dude.
this update, and
Yeah. It's
I'm
crazy.
sitting
It's
in
crazy.
Paris.
Dude,
you
it's
know.
crazy how much this keeps getting reaffirmed to me. I suck at selling stuff that I'm not like, oh yeah, this is gonna change your business, right? Like the reason why I sell reviews
Mhm.
is like you can see the numbers, it's easy, it obviously helps you rank better. They can see them coming in, it's easy for me to wrap my head around, whatever. But like it's so crazy how many business owners like love paying three ninety nine a month just to know that something's happening. like activities
Mhm.
happening, right? Because they hear on ads and they hear on from their friends all the time or whatever. It's like, hey, you need to manage your Google business profile. And mentally, a lot of them want to pay $3.99 a month to check that box and say, yes, I'm doing that or
Mhm.
somebody's doing that. And like my first client ever, actually, they paid me probably the biggest retainer I've ever had. Yeah, they definitely did. And it wasn't until like 9 months in that I was like, I think they just like want to not have to worry about marketing. Like they're not worried about results. They're not worried about whatever. They
Mhm.
just like want to see activity. They want to know it. Like they just want me to tell them what I'm doing, and like they don't care. And it's like
Yeah.
I took their business from 23 reviews to over 1,000 reviews, ranking #1 on Google everywhere in the area. They're still crushing to this day. But I was like, oh, I don't really think they care that much.
Yeah.
And so it's wild and it's crazy. So merchant will do all the reporting and tell him all the tell them all
Mhm.
the activity that's going on and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, send the weekly update. So it sends weekly updates, a monthly update with a heat map, so they can actually see the rankings changing. And then it'll also, so the client has to upload images. So they make it very easy. They have a link. They click the link and they upload images from their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can put in like 50 images, and it'll just start using them as the system's like, okay, we need to make a post now. When it gets low, it starts messaging, emailing, hey, we're getting low on images, send me some more. They don't even realize that that's AI.
Yeah, yeah,
Like literally they'll respond to the email, because I can see, what if they respond back, because it comes
yeah,
from like an email that we can see. And they're like, oh, okay, hey, I'll upload those as soon as I can. And I'm like, this was totally AI. Like, this is really cool.
yeah.
But the other thing that I love about it, and you're right. First of all, your roofer that's doing 4 million, 5 million revenue, right, is not looking at three, four, $500 coming out of his account. He doesn't notice it.
Yeah, yeah.
But my favorite thing in this industry, and this was the big reason why I started on my own, actually, is I really didn't like how the big companies treat their clients, their credit card numbers, right? Haibu, these guys, they don't care. They're going to replace you.
Yeah.
Fulfillment was just terrible. And so I didn't want that to happen. So my favorite thing is getting text messages, or somebody just being like, holy, crap, like my business is doing amazing. I mean, it just happened August. I had somebody who was my second person on, because I just switched to merchant, second person on merchant. I was still nervous about merchant.
Mm,
And he messaged me 4 weeks later. He's like, I'm so busy I could barely keep up, and I was sitting around before I talked to you. And I was like, okay, cool, merchant's good. And I just went full in on
yeah,
merchant, right? Because
yeah,
that's all I needed to hear. Like, it
yeah.
actually works. Uh and just like you, like, I know I wrap my head around it works. I was like, oh, can I get 2.99 a month? Can I get three? And I was like, okay, cool, this works. I want 6.99 a month. That's it.
Yeah,
Like, because it works, or
yeah.
and
Is it
yeah.
doing
So
citations as well? Is it doing citations and
you
stuff?
can add citations as well to it. And so what I do, so I actually don't do citations right off the bat to see what happens. And then if for whatever reason they need that extra push,
Mm,
right? I don't know. I don't know why I have this like theory that if you just do 100% of everything that needs to be done, you like, if it doesn't work, you have nothing. What do you
to go.
do,
Yeah,
right?
nothing to push. Yeah, yeah.
Right. You have nowhere. Yeah. You have no way to save the client either. And
Mm,
if it's like 4 months, 5 months, they're like, hey, I'm not super happy with the results. Cool. Let me throw on citations for you. Or, hey, well, we're not doing citations. That's an extra X amount a month, and it's an upsell. And
yeah,
for clients that's working really well, it's like, hey, do you want to do better
yeah,
for an
yeah.
extra $200 a month, or whatever your selling merchant charge is, like 20, I think, for their citations. Yeah, 20, because high
Mhm.
level's 30
Okay.
for Yext. So it's a great upsell.
Yeah.
So no, I don't include it. And it gives me somewhere to go if for whatever reason, again, I have yet to have merchant fail me at this point.
Mm,
So
mm.
reviews and merchant has not failed me.
Yeah.
I tweaked your system
Mhm.
over the, because it's been a year actually.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
a year this month, or maybe October. But I've tweaked your system since then. But it's the nifty images, greatest thing ever. Like, that's so awesome that you you showed me that, because that's that is actually how I sell people to, hey, I'm already paying for this with House Call Pro. I get it. But I go, well, you don't get this. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, that's really cool. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
but
Yeah, no, and it's just like
yeah.
it's just like that Q&A thing. It's like it's crazy how sometimes I just want to, figuratively hit business owners up against the head and say, hey, like, here's the things that actually matter. I'm going to help you with that, whatever. And then you mention, oh yeah, we can do some Q&As on your Google business profile. I'm like, that's great. I love it. You're like, it's just like sexy sells better than like the truth
Yeah.
sometimes, which sucks, but it is what it is, And at the end of the day,
Hmm.
as long as you are, wrapping the pill, what they actually need in turkey or whatever it is to get the dog to eat the pill they actually need, then it doesn't really matter as long as you're
Yeah.
being ethical about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, walk
Yeah.
us through where are you at right now? So you're traveling the world
Yeah.
and enjoying
Yeah.
life that way. So that's awesome. But
Oh,
from a business perspective, like what does your business look like now? How many clients do you have? Are you kind of scaling it back because you're traveling so much, or what are the plans?
yeah. So me and my wife had that hard discussion of, look, I worked a lot of hours, got this up to where it is. Do we kind of step back and enjoy? We have a 2-year-old. Before she starts school, this is our chance to go travel the world and kind of just not grow the business and let it organically grow. Or do I just hit it hard and double, triple, quadruple? And she was like, look, let's just travel. I mean, we're going to be, when she turns 5, we're stuck, right? We want the school and everything.
Yeah.
So I kind of, surprisingly, I was like, okay, let's not grow. And then the second I said, let's not grow, the exact opposite happened. So I grew quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm around 30K a month.
Mhm.
That's kind of where that's a good, number to be at. I mean, yeah, I'm great. I'm sure I want to double, triple eventually, but
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying my life right now. Like, it's
Cool.
really, that's the hard thing is like, people want to ask about revenue and things like that. And I said, I don't think you understand. Like, I work from 4 p.m. because I'm in Europe and I work US hours till about midnight. I get up at 7 a.m. From 7 a.m. to 4, I'm with my wife and kid
Dude,
every 7 days a week.
dude.
We're in a different country all the time,
Yeah.
right? We just go, hey, you want to run over to this country? Yeah, let's just go, right? And so I don't have to worry about, hey, I've got all these appointments and I don't know. It's a really awesome life. Like, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, why stop there? But I mean, it's still, I mean, I hit 30K, so
Dude,
like,
yeah. No, it's the story
it's,
of the like investment banker and the fisherman. Have you heard that story before?
huh.
Oh,
Hmm.
it's an amazing story. It's I know it's in the book, Five Levels or Five Types of Wealth by Sahil Bloom, but it's like so this investment banker or whatever is on vacation, right? He's down in some island and he sees a fisherman like chilling in his hammock, who's been fishing all day, but now he's just chilling and he's just hanging out, having a good time on the beach, whatever. And the investment banker's like, hey, I see your little small boat here. Like, you should work longer hours today so that you can go buy a bigger boat, right? And then when you have a bigger boat, you can work more hours and get more fishermen on. You can get a fleet of boats, and then from there you can go public and sell your company or whatever. And then when you do all that, you'll be able to hang out and chill and do as much as you want to. Or wait, I'm butchering this story so bad, but it's like,
Yeah.
the fisherman's like, okay, then what? Then what? Then what? And he keeps going, and the investment banker keeps telling how he can level up his business in the future, which isn't even promised. That's the craziest thing about it too. It's
Hmm.
like because like I said, we cut the ads last week because something's going wrong. Just transparently, I was like frustrated. I was like, this is frustrating. We just hired a sales guy. Just hired a sales guy. So we got a sales guy on. We're like, oh, we don't have any sales calls anymore. Great. This is awesome. And I can't figure out the
Yeah.
ads. And I just cut the ads off, and we've just been kind of growing from referrals and stuff. And we've had more time. My wife and I have been happier. We've gone on more walks, and it's like we could work really, really hard so that one day in 10 years we can go out to lunch and we can go on more walks, or whatever. Or we can just do
Hmm.
that now, And I think
Yeah.
there is a spot where everybody has a different line, where it's like, where is that for
Hmm.
you in your business? And it's funny how much less mental capacity and money, and how much more profitable you are when you're not constantly pushing and striving and chipping
Yeah.
and chiseling away, like next one more, one more, one more. Because like I looked at our expenses this year, and it's like I've spent over 30K this year just like trying to learn things to do from people, like coaching programs, going to getting
Hmm.
communities, one-on-one coaching, events, all this sort of stuff. And it's like, that'd be 30K, like pretty much in my pocket if I was just like a little more content, you know?
Nice trip to Rome in 2027.
Right. That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
I mean, and yeah, well, it's, obviously you're younger. I'm 40,
Mhm.
right? I have a 2-year-old. So I'm trying to enjoy these years. And then I'm like, look, she's gonna go to school and she's gonna be gone all day. I'll go back to hustling then.
Yeah.
But I don't know a lot of people that would complain about 30K of 10 hours a week. So traveling the world. So it's definitely doable. It's not, I mean, it's not easy. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not easy to get here, as you know.
Mm.
Anyone else in the community, like, there's no cheat codes. Let's stop asking for the cheat codes. Just get in get in the ditch and just like the rest of us. But the ones that do, they're the ones that make it, and
Yeah.
and then life's great on the other side.
Dude, yeah, no, I think we underestimate what is required to grow the business and build the business, and we underestimate what is required to maintain the business. Like that's
Yeah.
it's the same thing with like losing weight or building muscle or like developing any skill. It's like it's really, really hard to do it, but once you kind of like have something, it's pretty easy to keep it at homeostasis, right? It's like
Mhm.
you kind of know what's going on, and so the growth is always going to be hard, but then maintenance can be fun
Yeah.
and a little bit easier.
I,
Um,
I still have clients from 8 years ago. So that's I mean, back then we were selling it for, like, I think he's the 199 a month, right? Which is like, not a lot of money now, but at 8 years,
yeah,
that's like 20 something K.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
you get 100 of those, that's not that bad.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
you know?
So, I think that's another privilege of or another benefit of going through the Rocky cutscene where you're just chipping, 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 chipping away, and you will get, out of kind of when you're sifting through the muck of all like bad clients and people that are going to churn or people that have crazy expectations or whatever it is, like you will get a solid base of people who don't really text you. Their card goes through. Yeah, they stay forever. They're happy. They refer their friends, and that'll be like your
Mhm.
solid base to grow from. And that's been so true with us. Like still see it all every single day, pretty much. Get a Stripe notification for somebody that like haven't talked to them in a year and a half. That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's my so that I do. I think Alex Hermosi said it. I can't remember. I think it was Alex. He always said, like, if you take care of the money, or he said it in one of his podcasts. If you take care of the money will grow. If something like that.
yeah,
See, now I'm butchering things that people said, but or like paying attention to the money. So I have, like, every morning, because the time zone is different, right? Obviously, and so the bank batches out in the middle of the night, and then
Mhm.
I don't see it because I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
First thing I do every morning is check that settlement, and it's like, I didn't do that before. I heard that, like, he said that, I can't remember
I
what
think
it
it's
was. It was
yeah. I remember what
something.
you're talking about. It's like what you pay attention to or something. I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. So I started paying attention to it. And then, like, I don't know what it is about, like, paying it, but it's like all of a sudden you have, like, like your first, I don't know, $500 day. And you're like, wow, that feels really good. I want another one of those.
Yeah.
And then you go $1,000 day. And you're like, well, that feels really good. I want another one of those. And I don't know what it is for me. Something with the 13th is my biggest day. It's like
Okay.
a $4,500 day.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but every client pays me on the 13th. It's like, so 14th is a great day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But every morning, it's like routine. I wake up, I got my phone, check the email. There it is. Okay, cool. We can go on a day. I have one day. Maybe it's the 13th that I have so many. One day that it's a zero, and I hate that day.
Yeah. Yeah. Sucks. I'm gonna start cold
It's actually
calling
it's
more.
actually the seventh, which isn't that like everyone's lucky number, and 13's not? It's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. No, it should.
um, but I ignore that day, and for the longest time, I haven't sold a client on the seventh, and I'm like, maybe he's right. Maybe because I'm ignoring that day, and But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
No, that's good stuff. I think I do notice that like I think a great practice for every business owner is to like weekly or at some point just like go through the bank and go through the bank statement and go through the credit card statement. Cause like when I was starting, I was like, who the heck is a business owner and not looking at their bank statement every day or who's not looking at their credit card statement every day every
Hmm.
week? But then you get in the business and you get busy and you just like start paying for stuff and then you just forget, you know? And then
Yep.
I go
Yep.
I go to the into the Amex statement every single week, and I probably cut 1 or 2 subscriptions every single week. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we even doing? Why am I signing up for this stuff?
Oh yeah.
But no, that's great. Well, this has been amazing. I hope people taking a lot away from this. I mean, cold calling, citations, merchant, all that you're doing is awesome. You obviously have the proof to back it up, and I think you shared some absolute bombs. So I'll have all of Balin's stuff linked down below. I think that I have gotten pretty good at the lead generation side. I have gotten pretty good at for Review Harvest and for I think the high level affiliate channel and my YouTube channel stuff. But I've gotten pretty good at the lead generation side, generating awareness, generating attention, generating people to like raise their hand. I think my probably biggest weakness, although like I have closed probably we've at this point we've closed over 900 businesses on Review Harvest, but we
Yeah.
do free trials. Like our prices are pretty cheap. Like it's not necessarily an impressive sale. And so I think probably my biggest weakness is that sales piece. And so that's something that I've been working on right now. I've been working on scripting and going through my sales script and trying to get better about it. But yeah, no, I would love to see some content from you about sales.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing it. Scholarship, dude. Just switch to it. Right now, we're doing a scholarship.
We're doing a scholarship.
$200 off for exactly your niche little scenario for your client. Like, oh, you're 40 and you own a roofing company and you got 5 employees. There's a scholarship for that.
Yeah, and you have a yellow shirt on. Actually, the yellow shirt scholarship ends tomorrow.
Yep, there you go. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, no, it'll be
Awesome.
good.
Well, thanks for hopping on. We'll have his stuff linked down below. Leave some questions down below in the chat if you want to have him back on. Maybe we could hop on again. We could go through some role playing, or we could do some live cold calling or whatever. But yeah, thanks for hopping on, Balin.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
See ya.